Hi, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to be sharing with you what I saw on the beach here in the UK and down here in Kent. I believe it may have been a UFO, and it was right near a naval ship. One of the reasons I'm kind of sharing it on here, it was last week, is because welcome your thoughts, opinions, comments. Let's start sharing these things. Let's start sharing what we're seeing, when we're seeing them. But before we go any further, hi and welcome everyone. My name is Azria, as some of you know. If you're new to my channel, thank you very much for tuning in. If you're returning, again, thank you so much for liking and sharing and subscribing and for being here, most importantly. So, as I said, I'm a frequency translator, psychic, and a few other things, and have been for, probably 20 plus years now. And sort of slightly still new to the whole world of doing this whole YouTube thing on my own. So hopefully this setup is good and we're going to get going. I have hired my desk because I completely forgot it could do that. And I find that way I can kind of get the energies moving a little bit as well, and it's a little bit more freeing. So, but if it does become a little bit annoying or anything like that, please let me know in the comments, because I said this is all slightly new to me. So, or if it's working, then a thumbs up. Need to stop completely going to the negative, but yeah, if it's also working, a thumbs up and maybe a like and a share would be great. So before I go any further, let's get on to the object itself. So I currently, not for very much longer, live down here in Kent. So I'm probably about not even 20 minutes away from the coast, which is wonderful, and I absolutely love that. And so there's so much coastline here that I go walking with friends, with my dog, and there are certain positions. There are certain areas that I like the most, and Hythe is certainly one of them. It's got a really, really lovely energy. And for those of you who don't know, so we're kind of like, where Dover. So it's from Dover, then you can cross over the channel and there's France. And on a really, really good day, and I'm going to show you maps and stuff in a second. On a really good day, you can actually see France from the UK, from Hythe, from Dover, and even some places, and I can't remember, I think it's St. Mary's Bay. Please correct me. You can even, like, as you're heading down that way, pick up the French radio stations. It's fantastic. Well, if you like that sort of thing. So it's a large, obviously, mass of water between one country and another. And so it's a pebble beach. As I said, on that day, it was the 14th of, what are we in? February. It was the 14th of February around 1:30. I'll get you the time exactly. And it was one of a very sunny day that we've actually had in the UK. We had one yesterday, and then I think we get kind of like one day a week where it's like really sunny and nice, but we still got to remember we haven't quite done the full shift over yet to the next season. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But at that time, one of the things that I would like to just say is that when you are out walking, and I'll cover this a bit more towards the end, is that if you get a pull to or your intuition, should I say, to look somewhere or maybe look up or in the trees, do. And then don't just look and go, oh, there's nothing there, and stop. Stop and look and feel what is happening, what is going on, what do I need to know? Because that's what I've been doing more and more over the years. And even if you cannot see that particular thing or item or being or elemental, whatever the case may be at that time, one of the really amazing things with these technology that we have is you can take a picture quickly and it's there. and you might not be actually able to see it with your physical eyes at the time. And again, this is what happened to me in Hythe when I was walking down the beach. So again, it was the 14th of February. So that was, just thinking what day of the week that was. That was a Saturday. Oh, was it? Yeah, it was. Sorry, I don't normally sort of head down there on a weekend. It's normally like quite busy, but this was nice because, as I said, I think it was like just a random warmish day. And I normally park relatively in the same spot because then there's nice walk along the promenade, because then it is a pebble beach. We don't get many sandy beaches here in the UK. There is the odd one, sort of Folkestone down that way. But anyway, I'm not giving you a UK tour or a geography lesson. And yeah, I think we hadn't been walking too far along. But anyway, we actually went onto the beach and just said, oh, we'll sit down here for 5 minutes before we were then going to turn around and sort of head back. Because I thought, yeah, we need to sit down here. So I thought, okay, let's sit down here, spend a few minutes chilling out, seeing what's going on, taking in a few of the, was it vitamin D, as they say, from the sun, seeing what's going on in the clouds and the sky. So I think there was a little bit of activity going on. I might share some of the images that I got of the sun as well, because there's certainly some light codes coming out of that very, very strongly, or very obviously for me anyway. But it was beautiful. It was just soaking it all up, having all those codes going into your energy field, and oh, it was blissful. But then I don't normally take pictures out towards the sea, but this time the person I was with did, because we both were looking out and going, what's that? What's that? I don't know if you can see the mouse on my screen or not. I'm not sure. But that's a ship. I think it's a naval ship, potentially. But again, please do correct me. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. And I don't know on here if you can zoom in and zoom out. That's manage layouts. Okay. So normally on a clear day, 9 times out of 10, you can actually see not very well, but France. But my thought was going more towards this little thing here. Now let me just add this one. That. Now I don't think it's a mirage, because that's what if you put it into like search engines and stuff, it normally says, oh no, it's a mirage, it must be, you know, the big wind turbines. I was like, no, you don't get that there, because it's a very busy crossing stream. Again, I'll show you the map in a second. It's not an oil rig, because it's not, again, you wouldn't necessarily, I don't think, get an oil rig between two very close continents, sorry. And I was going to say something else there. And yeah. So, and as I said, I've been walking down this particular area probably for about 5 years now. And yes, you do get the larger vessels out there, 100%, similar to that of what we were seeing here. To the, I believe it's the left-hand side of the screen. And yeah, so you do see the various sailing ships, or naval ships, or cargo ships. Or if you look even further round, which you normally can't from Hythe, because then you have to go through Folkestone, etc., around to Dover, then you get the people ships, as it were. Or the ferries, or the cruise liners, etc. That isn't a cruise liner, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I am waffling on a bit, so please do bear with me. But if you can, zoom into this, to me, it seems like it's hovering. Because if you can see, there's this tiny bit underneath where it's not touching the water. So if we go back to this one, you can see no gaps between the ship and the sea. This one, gap. It could be the back of a boat. It could possibly be the back of a boat. But again, I don't think it would be that, was it rectangle? And just for clarity, this is Hythe and this is France. So it is somewhere in between the two. Again, I could be going up shit creek without a paddle. I do have my own thoughts, feelings, and messages from my guides, but I just wanted to put it out there for the pure fact of people to use their own intuition, to start questioning things, to start tuning into where they are, start tuning into what they're feeling, even when, as I said, you're just out and about on a normal dog walk. Because also between these two areas as well, unfortunately, and I'm not going to go into anything political because that's not what this is for, but we do get a lot of the people like in their little dinghies and stuff illegally sort of going from one country to another. So again, it is a very, I'm just putting it into perspective, it is a very busy like highway, if you like. But just sitting on this image for a minute. So as I said, was just walking out in Kent along the sea, and as you can see, it's not that far. The distance, sorry, I should have maybe done a bit more further research before coming on. But if I remove that, then you can see me. Hey, so I could be barking up the wrong tree. I don't think I am entirely. Could be a UAP, could be a UFO. What really caught my attention is I really do think that was a naval ship as well. And what with all the disclosures and stuff going on, again, barking up the wrong tree, who knows? But the main message here, if nothing else, is what I'd like to leave you with. Is now we're in the world that we are. Now we're in disclosure, awakening, people waking up. I don't know why I done air quotes there, but anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to become more and more aware, or it's good to become more and more aware of your surroundings, to become more and more aware of what's happening, not only up there, but up there is starting to be down here too. So that we're now connecting, what say the heaven and the earth, the cosmos and Gaia, because it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing, isn't it? But we're bringing our awareness, and when we bring our awareness, we bring it into reality. It makes it real. So what is your perception of what I've just showed you? What's your gut instinct? What is your intuition telling you? So could be right, could be wrong. I don't have an exact answer, and I may give further thoughts on this, I might not, but again, it was just to spend, I was going to say 10 minutes, but we're going on for 15 as usual, to tune in. Not having, what do they call it? An expectation. I didn't have an expectation when I went walking that day. I never do. Just see what happens. Even when you go walking in the woods, walking in the forest, walking. I went on a beautiful walk yesterday. Somewhere else, which I might again share a bit later on. And saw some wonderful. I had some elementals around, and it was beautiful. So it isn't lowering the expectation. It's just not having one and allowing yourself to feel. Allowing yourself to tune in. And not saying, oh, well, I'm going to that, so that's going to happen. Or I'm going there and that is going to happen. Or I'm going for a reading and they're going to tell me exactly what I want to hear. Really? Anyway. Go and have a look. What would your thought have been? As I said, we just sat down on the pebbles, on the beach, going, Kept on looking and looking and looking, going, there's something over there. Took a couple of pictures and thought, yeah, there's movement, there's a different frequency to it, there's a different energy to it today. The sea doesn't feel the same. And there wasn't anything in that right direct moment. As I said, there was still a few people about. On this particular stretch of beach, there wasn't anyone else sitting there. And so we sat down, took a couple of pictures, and this is what we saw. If it's something, 1717. Aha, love it. Next time you're out, see what you get. Like, share with others. See what you get. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me for this 20-minute video, even though it was only going to be 10. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And if you like what, sun's coming out now. Wonderful. If you like what you heard and were seeing, I'd like to comment or get in contact. Alarian Resonance, that's me at the bottom there. And please do feel free to reach out. Anyway, sending lots and lots of love to you from my heart to yours. Bye-bye.